Good evening, beautiful people. Today is another episode of The Fabulosity of Trina Logan. Today is a serious topic. It pertains to women, but it could pertain to men as well. So, a lot of you may not know I cannot have children. I had to have a double surgery. I had a bilateral saplingectomy, which means the removal of my fallopian tubes, and I had a hysterectomy, which means the removal of my uterus. When I was told with my ex-boyfriend, when we tried to have a child, it was hard because I took injections, I took pills, I did everything that I could. The doctor told me if I were to continue trying, either I would die or the child would die. Then all of a sudden, I've been having cramps for years and years and years and never knew that I even had polycystic ovarian syndrome, adenomyosis, and fibroids. And once I realized that I had them, there was nothing that they can do because my fibroids were located inside of the back of me. I started going to the emergency room. I started being on tramadol. Then tramadol moved to oxycodone. The oxycodone moved to Dilaudid. And then from there, my pulmonologist said that between my D-dimer and my oxygen, if I kept on, I would not survive another year of life. So I had to have an emergency surgery. So I had a double surgery at Novant Presbyterian here in Charlotte. And I cried and I cried and I cried and I cried. Of course, the proper thing to do is to just relax and look at it as maybe it's just not your time. Maybe this isn't for you. However, it never stops hurting, not one day. At one point, I tried to commit suicide, but I'm better than that now. I do see a therapist. I suffer from PTSD, severe anxiety, and depression. I have gotten better, but not one day goes that I don't think about it. I have cried when I've seen baby strollers. I've cried when I've seen actual babies. But what great things that have come out of it is that I have 13 godchildren. Some of them are actual godchildren and some of them I'm a god auntie. But either way, I'm a godmother of beautiful children that are smart, intelligent, and I love them very dearly, and they know that. Another thing that came out of it is my mother brought me a cat. And at first I was like, a cat? Because she knows I was a cat person in high school. But now she is the love of my life. Her name is Kimora. And I named her after, as you see this is a baby fat shirt. Now, if you knew me in the past, you knew I carried the book around Fabulosity. Henceforth, my podcast, The Fabulosity of Trina Logan. Kimora Lee Simmons is both hood and fabulous at the same time. And I admire that. Because I kind of feel like I'm the same way. I wear bad clothes, but then I can also get with you if I need to. It's the same thing. While I'm searching for that love, because I cried all the time. And I didn't think that anything could take the place of that hole in my heart, right? Because everybody's coming up to you saying, oh, I'm sorry. Well, at least you can adopt. What? I know people mean well when they say that. Let me say this. And to some, it might not be offensive. But to me, it is offensive. Because it's like the removal of, you don't understand that your body parts are gone and then I would die not having children. So to me, I would rather people just say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, how are you feeling? Because to say that you can just adopt, to me, is being dismissive of what is happening to you mentally and what has happened to you physically. That's just my take on it about hysterectomies and bilateral saplingectomies and not being able to have children. Now, there are some people who are okay with not having children. Some people are okay with adopting. Some people have pets. I was lucky enough for my mother to bring a pet in my life who I adore very much, and I named her Kimora. So here is Miss Kimora. Say hey, Meow Meow. Say hey to the people. Say hey to the people. Yeah. So this is Miss Kimora. And Miss Kimora is the love of my life. She runs around. She tears up things. She eats all the time. She wants to be around me. I love on her. She's my Meow Meow. I call her Ladybug. I call her Kimora. I call her all kind of names. But she knows that I'm her mother and I'm going to protect her by all means necessary. I did not know that a cat could bring so much joy into my life because I thought that it was over for me in terms of happiness. I love my godchildren. Don't get me wrong. I do. But it still does not fulfill that part in your heart that hurts, right? That pain. I feel that pain every day. They have me on Xanax. They have me on Prozac. And it calms me down. But the other thing is I love on other people's kids as well. And if you know me, you know that I will love on your kid just like they were mine. And I will protect them. It's hard, right? This is not an easy subject to talk about. It's not an easy subject to go through. I am grateful for my cat. I am grateful for Kimora. She is my daughter. A lot of people be like, oh, well, I don't like cats. I've had a lot of people in our culture, in the black culture. I'm a dog person. I don't like cats. Okay, well, that's your issue. That's not mine. So, you know me. Hey, I have a rebuttal to everything. I didn't ask you for your opinion. This is my cat. And this is my daughter. If you don't like her, move. Simple as that. So, Kimora has been a joy to my life. I sleep next to her. I don't think I slept in my bed in about a month. Because I sleep on the couch with her. Because as soon as I close that door, she's like, meow, meow. But she's the joy of my life. Now, it doesn't take away that closure here. It doesn't. But it does open up a new space for me to give a pet a home. It opens up that space for me to love again. It opens up that space for me to have a responsibility to take care of another being, just not a human being, but an animal being. And this is me full honesty, full-fledged, full committed truth telling, right? Because everybody's going to sugarcoat stuff. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I love her. My heart still hurts, but I love her. That's her growling in the background. I don't know what she's growling about because she just ate, but that was her growling in the background. Now, I'm going to give her the best care that I can give her because she needed a home just like I needed someone to love. And that's one of the biggest things that makes my life happy right now. It's one of my biggest joys. However, it does not take the place and space of me being sad, being not be able to bear children. And I tell people all the time, be sensitive about what you say to people who have had bilateral saplingectomies or hysterectomies. There's a lot of people who blow it off, who be like, well, I ain't want children in the first place, or I can't have kids, so, I ain't worried about it, it's okay. And some people may feel like that. But there are others who are deeply saddened and deeply hurt and are deeply in pain by it. I'm one of them. And I'm sharing my story. I can't speak for anybody else. But what I can do is speak for the fact that my heart hurts. But I'm glad that I have Kimora, and she's named, again, after the great Kimora Lee Simmons, in case you didn't hear in the beginning. That's what this broadcast named, The Fabulosity of Trina Logan. I'm a fan, always have been. However, it's hard. It's hard. Because as much joy as she brings to my life, it also brings the same hurt that reminds me that she is my pet. She is my daughter. She is my daughter. But she's not my human daughter. And that can bring a different wave. And then I've had guys say disgusting things to me that, I'm glad you can't have children anyway because I already got, 1 or 2 or 3 or more. Or I've had them say, well, okay, so you can't have children, so that means I can do anything to you. And I'm going to leave it at that because this is YouTube and I'm not going to get into the details of what they were talking about. It's not worth it. Disgusting. You understand me? Disgusting. Men can say some of the most inconsiderate, insensitive things to you that just hurt you to the core. But you know what? Sometimes you bounce back. You bounce back from that and you think about, okay, so process of elimination. I'm glad you said that. You know why? Because then I can remove you from my life. That means that you can, not exit right, but exit left. Keep it moving, Pippin. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why she keeps growling. Don't ask me. She's not hungry. She just ate. But pay attention to what you say to people. Try to be mindful of what you say to people in sensitive topics like this is what I am saying. And I am sharing with you my story and my grief of what I went through because it took me about a year and a half to really get to a place because I was numb. I was completely numb. Somebody could be talking to me and I would not be there at all. At all. I would be physically there, but I wouldn't be mentally there. Right? That makes sense. I can hold a conversation, but I wasn't thinking about what the person was saying at all. Because the pain never goes away. It never does. Not for me, at least. I don't know about other people who's had bilateral saplingectomies or hysterectomies, but the pain to me never goes away. And then some people say it's different for if you've already had a child and then you have a hysterectomy, so it's kind of like not a big deal. And then I have friends that have had a child and then wanted a second one and then realized that they can't have another one, and it has hurt them to the core. And my blessings and my heart goes out to them as well. This is not an easy topic to talk about, to discuss, but I wanted to discuss it with you all, and I wanted to make sure that you understood the severity of what you say to people and how you come off. And I wanted you to understand the severity of what people might be going through. You don't never know someone's journey and what someone has had to not overcome, but what someone has had to put to the side to them and say, hey, look, you know what? I'm not going to be sad every day because of this. I am going to take this with stride and become a new parent and show love to others and be a part of other kids' lives and make a difference in another person's lives and be a vessel. And because it takes a village, be a vessel in another child's life. Maybe not in my life, but be a vessel in someone else's child's life. And that's one of the main things that I try to do. I don't know if I'm succeeding or not. I've had parents tell me, my child loves you, or I love the fact that you're a godparent. And I love being a cat mom. And my mother tells me, your cat loves you. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for all of it. I'm grateful to have the opportunity to have friends that value me enough to say, hey, look, you can be a part of my child's life. I value the fact that my daughter is healthy. She's growing every day. And Kimora, I learn things from her every day, and it's fun to watch her learn, and it's fun to watch her jump, and it's fun to watch her eat everything that comes across. I can't even eat chicken because she jumping on my paws, and I'm like, this is not a part of your pebbles, okay? But she does love chicken and does love meat, and she will jump on you. And if she does not like you, she will put her paws on you. She's like a mama. But, you know, real talk, though. We having a real conversation. We're being, you know, if we're being honest here, this is a hard topic. Not being able to have kids has broken me in ways that nobody will be able to take away from me. But I am grateful. I am grateful in some ways for, like I said, my godchild and my daughter, but it has broken me in ways that you will never, never, never understand. There's nights that I cry alone in the bathroom. There's nights that I cry alone in my room. There's nights that I sit here and cry on the couch. There's sometimes I cry in the car. It is a tough thing to process. Because you don't have any options. There's no coming back from that. There's no coming back from not being able to have your female parts. Nobody can bring those back to you. I can't have them reattached. I can't be able to have children forever. But what I do know is that I am loved by other people. And what I do know is that what I can take from it is it can give me a chance to share my love with other people, share my love with other kids, share my love with my daughter who I adopted, who needed a home from a shelter. Share my love for other people's kids that may need an additional baseball glove, or might need a hug, or might need a congratulations, they graduated from kindergarten, or might need a, hey, look, I'm proud of you for playing baseball. That's what Auntie Trina does. And Auntie Trina is at its best. and you see that, that's the joy of my life. I love you all. I hope that you understand this session. The Fabulosity of Trina Logan. Another one in the books. May you be blessed.